Hi dear students, here we have studied the chapter 8 motion of standard 9. We have seen in the last two videos the starting of the motion, examples, what is motion as you all now be knowing. We have seen the examples on the page number 98 and 99. Now we are moving slightly forward. There are two types of motion, uniform and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion is applicable or is said when the speed is constant, and when the speed is not constant we say that the body is in a non-uniform motion. Till this we have studied in the part 1 and part 2. Here onwards we studied what is speed. Speed is distance covered in a given specific time, or distance upon time can be calculated as speed. Speed without it is without a direction, it is a magnitude quantity, it is a scalar quantity. Only numbers are being counted in the speed. But when the directions are being applied with the speed, it is said to be in velocity. Velocity is a vector quantity in which we consider the directions also. We have seen as speed is equals to distance upon time, then velocity is equals to displacement upon time. Now some of the students who missed the earlier lectures and Zoom app meeting must not be known about the distance and displacement. The distance is again magnitude quantity. I have given the notes. Displacement is a vector quantity. Distance is the total distance of the area what is being travelled by any body, whereas displacement is the shortest distance between the starting point or the origin and the final point. If you are running on a circular path and if you complete a round of 5 kilometers, then the distance is 5 kilometers and the displacement is 0 because you have came again on the starting point. There onwards we have seen average speed and average velocities. Average speed is equal to total distance travelled by a body in a total time taken when the uniform motion is not applicable, or when it is in a non-uniform motion. Then we have to calculate the average speed because we can't take a particular speed. We have taken some few examples in the last two our YouTube channel videos and Zoom meetings also. You can check them out on the same YouTube channel, Shruti TK. Now we are moving slightly forward, that what is an average velocity. Average velocity is initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. Okay, you can find this formula on the page number 101 of your textbooks. Page number 101 on your textbooks. The heading is speed with direction. It is nothing but the information about velocity topic. That is, velocity is a speed with direction in which many formulas are in there. Last time a student asked me that, ma'am, you are telling us and giving us various different formulas for the same quantity or same topic. Then yeah, each time you have to apply a different formula according to the case which is given in the sum or in the numerical. Okay, so sometimes average velocity is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2, or it can be a total displacement upon total time taken. Now here the word I am using is total displacement. So you have to be very alert before you calculate anything in your numericals, and what is asked is to be concentrated. That is, it asked as a speed and asking about the distance, or the velocity and the displacement, because both the terms are different. Speed is a magnitude only, it is, velocity is a magnitude and directional. Speed is numerical value, velocity also is a numeric value, but it is a scalar quantity, it is a vector quantity. Magnitude is a term used when you just consider the number without considering its sign, positive or negative, or without considering its direction. So that time we call it a magnitude or a scalar quantity. Now moving forward, we will discuss about the page number 102. On page number 102, there are some activities given and there are slightly word problems. That the odometer is a device which is being attached to a car to count the the number of kilometers the car has traveled. Now see, the odometer just count the numbers. It doesn't matter that whether your car traveled from Maharashtra to Gujarat and again back to Gujarat to Maharashtra. It doesn't count anything. It just counts how many kilometers you have been traveled. So here odometer is a scalar quantity. It just counts the distance. Now odometer of a car reads 2000 kilometers at the start of a trip. The numerical sum is being taken from your textbook or is being explained from your textbook, page number 102, example 8.2. Now what it is saying is that odometer of a car reads 2000 kilometers at the start of a trip and 2400 kilometers at the end of the trip. Now you are a very brilliant type of kids. You can easily count the difference how many kilometers the car must have been traveled. When the trip started, it was on 2000, and when the trip ended, it was on 2400 kilometers. So simply you can minus the numbers and get the distance, that 2400 kilometers minus 2000. So the distance traveled I am saying is 400 kilometers in that particular numerical problem, and they are saying it traveled it into the 8 hours. Now we are having distance as 400 kilometers and time as 8 hours. Calculate the average speed of the car in the kilometers per hour and meters per second. Now you have a distance as 400 kilometers and time as 8 hours. So speed can be, or average speed can be distance upon time. So it will be 400 upon 8, and the answer is 50 kilometers per hour. Right? Now after this they have asked it in meters per second. So we will have to convert the quantities from the kilometer to meter and hour to seconds. Yes, correctly. Now for converting them, what do we need is we will have to convert these 50 kilometers in per hour. We can actually what we can do, the other thing is that we are changing this 50 kilometers per hour into the meters per second time. So now 50 kilometers is equal to 50 into 1000 meters. Am I right? Because 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters upon. It is 1 hour, or simply nothing of 1 hour is equal to into 60 minutes into 60 seconds. Or we can say 50 into 1000 upon 1. That is kilometer is converted into meter, and into 3600, that is 60 into 60 minutes into seconds. So minutes are converted, hours are converted into the seconds, and then your final answer is 13.9. So we have converted the final answer directly into the meters per second. Now as we are moving forward, you can see the second example of Usha swimming, and you will understand that when she swam a complete round, that she went from point A to B and again returned from the point B to A. So their displacement is 0 because she returned on the starting point, but the distance is nearly 180 meters. I think so, 90 meters going and 90 meters coming back. So distance was 180 meters and the displacement was 0, and time taken in both the cases is 1 minute or 60 seconds, because when you take the quantity of distance in meters, you have to take the quantity of time in seconds, and when you take the quantity of distance in kilometers, then you have to take the time in hours. So you will find out the average speed and average velocity on the page number 102, example 8.3. Now we are moving to the current topic and very important topic of this chapter, that is rate of change of velocity. Now what is, again we are slightly bit confused already considering the speed and velocity, and ma'am is adding, or the concept is adding a one more concept, that acceleration. Rate of change of velocity in a very simple words. What is acceleration? Rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity means at what speed or what rate or what way the velocity is changing. Am I right? Now velocity, how does velocity change? Again you were telling that speed is changing, then speed with direction is called velocity, and again now velocity is being changing. Yeah, I am saying again the same thing, that rate of change of velocity is acceleration. It means that when the velocity is increased or decreased. In short, in simple words, for our better understanding, we can say that if the speed is increased and the speed is decreased, then there is some acceleration. But the proper words are velocity, because we also consider the directions in the concept. Now, acceleration can simply be defined as change in velocity upon time taken. To explain it, I have taken a simple example which is given in your textbook only on page number 103. That if there is a point, some starting point, as we generally call it, origin, or the Rahul's house, we will say that it is the Rahul's house, and he started his bicycle, and it took some time of 30 seconds to start up the bicycle riding, and he took the speed of 6 meters per second. Means he is riding. Finally, see, think of a house. Rahul is taking his bicycle, and now he has started riding this. At the start, when he just started riding it, his velocity was 0 because it was at the rest point. It was stable. The bicycle was at a stable point, at a rest point. So its initial velocity was 0 meters per second. It was not moving on. Then he started his riding, and in 30 seconds he attained a velocity of 6 meters per second. After 30 seconds, his velocity, when he was moving forward, his velocity was 6 meters per second. Okay. So in the first case, this is the first case that Rahul started bicycle from his house and reached a point A after 30 seconds with the velocity 6 meters per second. Now we have to find out the acceleration in this case. Acceleration is rate in change of velocity. Now here velocity was 0 and here he attained a velocity of 6 meters. Means there was some change, isn't it? So this change is called as an acceleration. Now we calculate it as acceleration part 1 is equals to final velocity 6 minus initial velocity 0 upon time taken is 30 seconds. So it is 6 minus 0 upon 30, that is 6 upon 30. If you divide it, you will get 0.2 meters per second square. Now here we deal with per second square. Velocity was meters per second, whereas acceleration is meters per second square. Always note it down. Now, this is the first case of example. I hope you would have understood till this. Now the second part is, again he applied some brakes at a point A, and after 5 seconds he reached some point B, and his speed, that time his velocity was 4 meters per second. Now see, his velocity came back, it returned, it slowed down. After applying brakes, his velocity has been lowered down. कम हो गई है उसकी velocity. So in the second case, when the Rahul is riding bike at 6 meters per second from point A, and he applied brakes, that he reached at a point B after 5 seconds, and now the new velocity is 4. Now in this case, initial velocity was 6 meter and final velocity was 4 meter. Now we are not considering the first part. We have considered this as a first part and acceleration of part 1. Now we are considering the acceleration of part 2. Now here what happened after applying brake, the initial velocity was 6 and final was 4. Now our formula is final minus initial upon time. So final minus initial upon time. 4 minus 6 upon 5. That is 2 upon 5 minus 2 upon 5. That is minus 2 upon 5, and we get the new acceleration. Acceleration of part 2 as minus 0.4 meters per second square. So I hope you would have understood till here the part of the acceleration. If there are any difficulties, you can ask on the group. If you like the videos, you can like and share it on the group, or you can tell your friends. Subscribe the channel for getting the new latest videos updates. Shruti, take care. Okay, the part is over here. In the next part or in the next video, we are going to learn about the graphical representations of motion. Thank you and bye.